It's been an interesting evolution, and it's pretty much followed my career in the conservation world pretty much occurred at the same time. When I was starting out with my graduate studies, maybe just 24 years or so ago, the conservation organizations were small in terms. They didn't have a lot of money, they didn't have a lot of resources, and they were all about care for the animals, etc. But they grew as they gained support. They did a good job, or impressed the audience, and they gained more and more support in form of money. And then, as this started coming in, some of the leading ones like Africa Wildlife Foundation, WWF, Conservation International, etc., realized the value of communications and PR work. So they'd hire actors, models, etc., to be spokespersons for them. And this fed into the fundraising machine, and they raised more and more funds. And also they needed to maintain appearances, elite appearances, to attract an elite donor group of donors. So they have these really flash offices. They now have really luxurious, ostentatious offices. They fly business class, all this, to hobnob with the powers that be. And this has fed into itself until in recent years, sort of the climate change discussion became front and center, correctly. And it suddenly came, we all need to be concerned about our global environment and all that. And wealthy capitalists capitalists and corporations were quick to see that a good way to cleanse or sanitize your name was to contribute money to conservation or environmental causes. And the money kept flowing in. So the money was flowing in now up to a level where the people at the top to run these organizations needed to be grounded in finance rather than natural resource management. And so one of the starkest examples was a few years ago when a gentleman called Mark Tasek was hired to head the Nature Conservancy, and he came straight in from Goldman Sachs. And first of all, there's a question of knowledge or expertise, and secondly is how is a supposedly non-profit organization able to match Goldman Sachs in terms of remuneration of a CEO. So we were from then. It's been downhill. It's been a downhill slope, and we've been in deep trouble since then. And the finance people now decide on policy, they decide on priorities, and they decide the direction of the organization. It's not nothing to do with the animals now. You're right. It's a runaway train. I'm not sure how it can stop, other than sort of crashing or collapsing under the weight of its own extravagance and top heaviness. Because right now it's about, the objective is how to get the next grant, not how to sort out this elephant habitat issue somewhere, or tiger habitat issue somewhere, or human wildlife conflicts. It's about how to get the next grant, and how to get the flashiest reports, footage, documentaries, flashy movies out of that grant in order to attract more grants. And again, to get spokesperson either from Hollywood, big corporates, or royalty. Or royalty, particularly European royalty. I mean, European royalty is royal houses are pretty much decrepit or anachronisms now. No one cares about them. But conservation is the one area where they still hold sway. They still speak up and people listen. And this started from the days when the late Prince Philip of England and Prince Bernhard of the Netherlands, they started WWF way back in the 1940s. And you come to the present, Prince William is running that Tusk Trust, and he has these Earthshot Prize things. Prince Harry is there running African parks. There are also various nobles even from Belgium running conservation organizations in Congo, which is really rich. But the thought of Belgian royalty running things in Congo is, it's incredible. It's genocide in plain sight. It's supported by governments, funded by corporate money, very deep corporate pockets. It's given privileges like tax breaks. It is celebrated by Hollywood and all the propaganda machines. It's very difficult to rescue people, especially once this settler class has been created in situ. When I've spoken out against this community conservancy movement, the strongest opposition to me, sometimes almost violent in terms of the language, has been from indigenous Kenyans who are members of the newly created settler class. And it's a poisoned chalice, and it's difficult to see now how it can end without some serious violent backlash, which has happened in one or two places.